Good morning. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing our opening hymn, The Fire of Commitment, number 1028 in the Teal hymnal, and the words are on the screen as well. Please be seated.
We arrive from many different experiences and backgrounds. Some of us have trouble speaking. Others are so young that they're still learning to talk. Some of us speak one language, and others of us can speak several languages. All of us share this in common.
We speak the language of love.
In the moments before worship begins, and again when we return to the service of life, we greet one another with kind words. We chat about the days behind us and the days to come, and
we speak the language of love. We lift our voices in song, not to sing perfectly or in tune, but to hear and feel our voices form a life-giving sound. And
we speak the language of love. We form a web of compassionate listening when individuals among us embodying vulnerability name the fears that grip their hearts, the joys that buoy their spirits.
We speak the language of love.
At times, our voices clash. We disagree. Tension enters our voices as we make room for different beliefs, different opinions, different perspectives. Through it all, it's our intention that
we speak the language of love. In this congregation, we welcome a multiplicity of truths and invite them to be named out loud. We prophesy, summoning the age when justice and peace will be evident all around us. And
we speak the language of love. Let us worship together, making room for one another as whole beings, tender hearts, hungry spirits, and curious minds. With our actions and with our words, let us
speak the language of love.
We light this flame to ignite the sacred power of justice.
We light this flame so that it may be a beacon of hope.
In the moments of uncertainty, fear, and anxiety, and the unknown. We light this flame and are emboldened by its blaze.
Knowing our strength as a prophetic and powerful people is rooted in the diverse ways we answer the call to love.
Good morning, and welcome to this Sunday service of the Eno River Unitarian Universalist Fellowship here in Durham, North Carolina. I'm the Reverend Jim Lewis, and whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever your race, your gender identity, whomever you love, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, we welcome you here. If you are visiting with us today for the first, maybe the second, maybe a number of times where you still feel like a visitor, whatever number that might be, I invite you to show yourself, if you would like, by rising in body or spirit, by waving a hand, by wiggling in your seat, or if you are on the live stream, by putting your name in the box. Yes, I see a couple of people. Good to see you. There's some playtime. I love it. I love it. Thank you for choosing to spend your Sunday morning here and with us. And really all of you, thank you, because to me this is a beautiful day. To some people this is a cold and dreary day, and I get it. But this is one of my favorite types of day. So if you have children or youth with you, they are invited to attend one of our religious exploration classes when the children and the youth are sung out after the time for all ages. You will see a stream of small people and tall people walking towards the back after the time for all ages, and you can join them. And also, hey, if you are newer and you have a child with you who would like to be here through the service, if they are more comfortable, they can also be here. That is also an option. After our first service in the mornings, we have this class next door called Inquirers for people who are newer and visiting, and it happens at 10 o'clock. You are welcome to attend it next week because it already happened today, if you would like. But next week, it will be there in the care building, in the Commons room. It gives you an opportunity to know more about us at ERUUF and about Unitarian Universalism in general. And that class also happens on Zoom, so you can tune in there too. And this is where, of course, I skipped ahead in my script, and you do not want me to get offline with my script. I will just remind you, we will have fellowship hour in the fellowship hall after worship today. And then next week, it will be in a different place. It will be over there in the Commons room because we will have early voting in the fellowship hall for a few weeks. So good thing to happen. But also it means we will not be going in the fellowship hall for a few weeks, and that will be great, for good reasons. So this is now a good time to check any devices you may have on your person. Make sure they are either off or in a mode that is not going to make sound. And we'll take a moment to center ourselves so that our time together may begin. And today, our time together will begin with a few words from our Generosity Sunday recipient this month, which is Step Up Durham. And with us today we have Jane Tandler, who's the development director, and Denise Rice, who's one of the program participants. And they're going to tell us more about Step Up Durham.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jane. Hi, it's lovely to meet you all. Thank you so much for having us here. Thank you especially to the Generosity Sunday Committee. Appreciate your advocacy. And also for Clint McSherry, our amazing volunteer. Thank you for his advocacy too. I don't know where he went. But I'm here to tell you a little bit about Step Up Durham, and then I introduce our wonderful program participant, Denise, who will share her experience. Step Up Durham is a workforce development nonprofit serving our neighbors here in Durham anywhere along their employment journeys. We help folks with securing employment through things like resume workshops and mock interviews, but also with programs to close skills gaps and education gaps and experience gaps, helping people fill out those resumes and get that perfect job. We also help with job retention because we know keeping a job is as important as getting that job. So we have programs and community partners who help with housing and transportation and mental health support and anything else you might need to build your thriving family. One specific volunteer opportunity that I want to call out just while I'm here, we have plenty more, and you are welcome to talk to me or Clint or our wonderful board member, Dom, who I see here, about them. But one thing we wanted to highlight was Step 2 is our sort of financial education, continuing education program. We have classes on Tuesday nights, and we provide food for those classes. So at 2 o'clock, I'm meeting up with some friends to make a bunch of lasagnas. I invite you to join us in March. We have a bunch of open slots of dinners that need to be made. So we'd love your support with that, either with providing dinner yourselves or by asking someone else to provide dinner for us. Thank you so much, and without further ado, I'll be here afterwards. Please feel free to come chat with me. I love meeting new people. And here is Denise.
Good morning, and thank you, Jane. My name is Denise Rice, and I'm here today to share with you my journey with the Step Up Durham program. This program has played a critical role in my educational and professional career goals. So several years ago, I made an unfortunate choice that resulted in a criminal record, and that led to career setbacks. Despite numerous employment rejections due to the negative entry on my background record, I was still determined to develop the skills and earn the education credentials that are required to secure a stable and meaningful occupation. Last year, I received job offers from 2 major corporations, but they were quickly rescinded after adverse information was found in my background report. It's typically very challenging to find a decent job when you have that kind of blemish on your record. Feeling defeated and hopeless, I realized I needed support to get on a better life path. I began searching for organizations that could provide that support, and that's when I found Step Up Durham. When I first contacted Step Up, they provided me with hope and encouragement. That was in the initial call. After the initial intake assessment, I was assigned a team of employment counselors who provided me with assistance in preparing for my job search. They provided feedback on my resume. We conducted mock interviews. They answered any questions that I had relating to job search. I finally felt at that point that I was on a team that understood my challenges. Since joining Step Up Durham in March 2023, I've gained more confidence to pursue my goals. That confidence enabled me to confront challenges head on and reminded me of the importance of developing strategies to achieve my objectives. Step Up showed me that support networks like theirs help promote personal and professional growth, which can lead to economic and social development as well. This program has taught me that success is achievable, regardless of age or imperfections, such as past mistakes. Step Up has had a positive impact in my life in 3 important ways. First, through helping me rebuild my confidence and job search skills, I was able to secure, and I'm gainfully employed with the state of North Carolina, Department of Public Instruction, almost a year. Thank you. Secondly, Dr. McSherry, who's my success coach, told me about the county's pro bono expungement program. As of November 2023, my record has been completely expunged. Thank you. Of course, clearing the way for me to pass background checks for employment opportunities in the future. And then lastly, when I explained the challenges that I faced, that prevented me from completing my MBA program. I was about 3-4 classes short of completing my master's program. Dr. McSherry immediately started searching for resources to help me. Thanks to the generosity of Step Up Durham, the cost of the remaining 4 courses of my MBA program will be covered by Step Up. I am grateful for the support of Step Up Durham, and a very special thanks to Dr. Clint McSherry, my mentor. So thanks to Step Up, I will complete my MBA program in December 2024 with dual degrees in marketing and project management. I am truly, thank you. It's a lot of work. I'm truly grateful for the incredible support and generosity of the Step Up team. Thank you, Step Up, and thank you, ERUUF. I look forward to speaking with you after service and in the fellowship hall. Thank you so much.
I invite our youngest, people of medium age, our oldest, whoever wants to come down. It's time for all ages. Come on down. Hi. There's room over this side. You can come on down. Okay. So the story this week is called A Friend Like You. And it's by Frank Murphy and Shanae Gordon, illustrated by Kayla Harron. You'll meet thousands and thousands of people in your lifetime. Some you'll only meet once. Some you'll get to know a little. And you'll get to know some people so well that you'll call them friends. Some of these friends will become supportive friends, honest friends, generous friends, true friends, forever friends, best friends. Go out into the world and make friends. The world needs a friend like you. Be a curious friend. Asking questions is a good way to start friendships. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. When you're a better listener, you can ask better questions. Getting to know someone's stories, thoughts, and ideas matters. It shows you care. Be an accepting friend. Some people you meet will be from places that are far, far away, but most will be from right around the corner. A few will look just like you. A few will practically be your opposite. Many will believe what you believe. Even more will not. Be an open-minded friend. Become friends with all kinds of people. The only way how to learn to get along with people who are different from you is by being with them. Find out things you both like to do and do them together. Be a flexible friend. You might like to wear high tops, while your friend likes to wear flip-flops. A friend might like to snack on sushi, but you prefer pizza. You might stay up all night reading, while a friend spends all night watching movies. Try something new with a friend. And no matter what, celebrate each other. Be a forgiving friend. Your friends will make mistakes. You will too. Everyone makes mistakes. Friends say sorry and move on. Be a kind friend. Friends share. They share things like toys and games and snacks, but they also share ideas and goals and hopes and dreams. Sharing makes friendships stronger. So, share often. Be a thoughtful friend. When a friend is feeling down, maybe you'll help them up. Or maybe their life is feeling loud, and you can be a quiet place. Whatever you do, being there when they need you is what matters most. Be an ally. An ally is one of the most powerful things you can be for a friend. It means a friend can trust you to stand up and speak up for them, even when they're not there. A friend and ally will always have your back, and you will always have theirs. That's what friends do. It doesn't matter if it's a friend you grew up with or a friend you meet when you're all grown up. Play together, laugh with each other, dream together. One day you'll notice you weren't just having fun, you were making memories. The memories you make together will last a lifetime. So, go out into the world and make friends. Be curious and accepting, forgiving and kind. Be a true friend. The world needs a friend like you. That's the story. What do you think? You like it? Well, great. You loved it. Well, good. Thank you. Okay. So it's time to head off to religious exploration.
Yes, and today we're going to sing the children out to Ari with a new song called Peace, Salam, Shalom. So if you just sing along with me, we'll sing it through a few times, and I think you'll get the hang of it. Peace, Salam, Shalom. 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 Thank you. And if you would please rise in body or spirit, we're going to sing Spirit of Life, hymn 123 in your gray hymnal. Of course, the words are on the screen. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Please turn and greet your neighbor.
Oh, I'm the one. As we come together, as we come back from greeting one another, from bringing each other into time of community, I invite us to take a deep breath and to get as comfortable as you can in the place where you are, to let your body do the thing that it may need to do. If you are comfortable, let your eyes close or lose focus, and join us for a time of meditation and prayer and centering. We come together today in community, in care, in holding of one another. In that holding of one another, we hold the both and of the world that we live in. The joys and possibilities and hopes and richness and delight and just the bubbling effervescence of it all. The brilliant possibilities that are there all around us. And in the midst of that, in the both and, we hold that there is tragedy and sorrow and complication and pain. Throughout our ERUUF community, throughout community beyond here, because truly, there is no separation. All of community is here, and all of this community is there. Among those we are holding within this community today are Susan Morton, whose father, John Gatesy, died at home on January 25th. Among those we are holding from ERUUF today are Melissa Everly Kosak and her family, as they grieve the death of her mother, Arlene Everly. And among those we are holding today is Karen Abraham and her family, as she is currently away providing support to her father, Bob Fisher, who is recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. We send thoughts of care and the presence of love towards them at this time. And we hold all others in our community whose troubles and struggles we may not know at this time. And in that spirit, I provide these words from the Reverend Marjorie Belazaire. These words that are a prayer for while in the struggle, and the struggle that Reverend Marjorie notes, I think, is specifically grounded from an energy noting racism and anti-Blackness. And we hold that struggle amidst our struggles in this month where we have a focus on justice. Spirit of light and love, Spirit of resistance, Spirit of generosity, that which serves as our conscience in this work, that we do to dismantle white supremacy, to empower the marginalized, to insist that Black lives matter. We have been angered, we have been saddened, we have been pushed to the brink once more. We are also inspired and seem resolved to do better this time, to not simply get to the other side of this moment, but to get there morally healthier, to get to a safer space for Black bodies. Spirit, help us to understand that we each have a role in justice work, for our liberations are tied to one another's. Give us the clarity of mind to know what our individual part is in the struggle, that there are many ways to protest injustice. Help us to find our way and commit to it. Spirits, we ask for guidance. Send us strength and endurance. Help us to give our all to this and hold nothing back, for precious lives depend on it. We will be imperfect. Rest assured that we will mess up over and over again, and we must do it anyway. May we summon the courage to tear down this system of injustice and get busy creating a world community with justice for all. May it be so. Amen.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. 'Twas a band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home, tell all my friends I'm coming after you, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I'm sometimes up, sometimes down, coming for to carry me home. But still my soul feels heavenly bound, coming for to carry me home. Swing low,
To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are so many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act, and at least the possibility of sending the spinning top of a world in a different direction. And if we do act, in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents, and to live now as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory.
I wanted to start the sermon today with that quote from Howard Zinn to remind us of, as I said before, the both and of this world that we continuously live in. There is tragedy and horror and pain. There is also joy and hope and possibility. Now, there are people whose beliefs will say the tragedy and the joy are connected. My belief is less that they are connected and more that it is simply true that they exist in the same package. I start with bringing forth the pieces of joy and tragedy because I want to speak to you of this dream of a world that works for everyone. A world that works for everyone. And if we are going to move toward any idea of a realized dream, it helps to start with what is actually here among us. So we start with this tragedy and joy and all the other things that come with it alongside each other. So in a way, let me start with this saying that I've seen online that often encapsulates the both and that we live with. To be honest, I have forgotten the end of this saying, so I've had to reinvent it in my head. But I remember the intention of it. So there are many things that work as an ending, but it starts like this. We were given this beautiful world, and we created, for example, land ownership. Or we were given this beautiful world, and we created privatized healthcare. War, racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, physical spaces that people of all abilities cannot use, they can all kind of fit in that blank. You know, we created this beautiful world, or no, we were given this beautiful world, and then we created, fill in that blank. It's always along the lines of this beautiful place that we live in, and humankind created a system that makes lives harder or more painful. It's not necessarily that I or you or any one of us created those systems. We're not necessarily that we. But the things like land ownership, privatized healthcare, and indeed all of these things were not part of the original package. Somebody had to make them. So when I start this sermon with the idea of a world that works for everyone, I want you to imagine for a moment a world where the systems that cause pain and suffering for some or most or all people are stripped away and are left behind somewhere in the past. That's a big imagining. It's a very big imagining. A world where people can have what they need and can coexist with justice and equity, where liberation is real and manifest. I, for one, imagine a world where healthcare is taken care of, and if something goes wrong, that is also taken care of. Where people are not having to pay exorbitant amounts to take care of health needs. People don't have to have crowdfunding campaigns to take care of their medical bills. People without money aren't having to empty their bank account to pay for health insurance or empty their bank accounts when a medical crisis comes because they didn't have money for health insurance. This is also a world where large companies have reduced or removed their global emissions. In 2017, it was a few years ago, mind you, this is an old figure, but I'm sure this trend still stands. In 2017, a report in The Guardian showed that 100 companies were responsible for 71% of global emissions. 71% in only 100 companies. Now, it's 2017, but I'm pretty sure that that trend has stuck, even if the details might be a little bit different now. Imagine if half of that 71% was removed. Imagine if half of that 71% of emissions were removed. Imagine if more were removed. Now, part of the reality, though, of a world that works for everyone is that to make it happen, those who are comfortable, and I would say the more comfortable you are, probably the more true this is, those who are comfortable might have to be a little bit less comfortable. That's not to say it doesn't work for everyone, but it might have to be a little less comfortable. For instance, many of those companies among the 100 are connected to gas and energy. If they change their policies, would that likely affect us in some ways? Might make some things less convenient. That's true. And it would make the world more livable for many now, and many more in the future. And often when I hear people talk about a better world, they want to discuss policy. And that's true and that's valid, and policy is a way to impact a lot of people at the same time. But alongside policy, I want to talk to you today about the importance of building relationships. See, really, the sermon was already in the book. It was in the Time for All Ages. And we're all done now, and we can go home. No. There's going to be more sermon. No, there was like an extra 10 minutes of sermon, though, I cut today. So just so you know, it won't be that long. But back on topic. Gosh, I love reading the story, and I'm a little envious when somebody else does it. Can you tell? Anyway, I want to talk to you about the importance of building relationships. Connecting to one another makes our work in changing harmful systems and systems of oppression, it makes that work personal. It makes that work heart-centered. It means the work is coming from a different place rather than a policy or some hypothetical. And especially in dynamics where privilege is at play, it moves us out of places where we might be saving somebody, per se, and into places of collaboration. I think of this one time. I'm sorry, I've got to slip this one in. But I was working with somebody who was working on immigration projects and supporting immigrants. And they really wanted to be in charge of a project. And this was somebody who was at no point an immigrant to the United States in their life. And they really wanted to be in charge of a thing. And somebody from an organization came up to them and said, yes, but we could really use somebody to bring a meal for the people at the meeting, or do some child care for the people at the meeting, not run the meeting. We've got that. Collaboration, y'all. Anyway, but most simply, building relationships with others, I get off topic. Building relationships with others informs us on what the actual barriers to creating a world that works for everyone is for everyone. Often, we as an individual do not have the full story ourselves. How many people know everything that goes on in the world everywhere at all times? Well then, there's some things we want you to clean up. Now, to many of us, this seems like common knowledge that we don't all have all of the story. And if we're advocating for justice on behalf of a group of people we're not part of, we should be in working relationship with that group of people. I shouldn't figure that your experience is the same as my experience, is the same as her experience, is the same as their experience. And I should know that everyone who is a part of one group of people by identity doesn't have the same experience. Very different experiences within every group. But what I mean is something even deeper than that. Brian Stevenson hints at it with this quote: "We cannot make progress in creating a more just society, healthier communities, if we allow ourselves to be disconnected from the people who are most vulnerable, from the poor, the neglected, the incarcerated, the condemned. If you're trying to make policies in the criminal justice space, but you have never met someone who's in a jail or prison, you haven't been to a jail or prison, you're going to fail." And I would take this as even a step further. When your friend group, your social circle, the people you connect with, when your life is more populated by people who are part of varied groups, like the story said, not because they have a specific identity, they're just people you connect with. The way you become aware of an issue is different. It's no longer something happening to someone out there. Someone you know exists, but you may have never met. It's not out there somewhere. It's something happening to your friend, to your family, to somebody who's part of your people. And you will know more deeply the specific challenges your immediate community faces. For me, there's this three-part structure I often think about that's been an important part of my life for taking action against injustice that this ties into. That first part of this structure is you got to be aware of the problem, because indeed we can't help something be different if we haven't yet realized it happens. If we don't know it's there, we can't help it. But it's in this deeper way of being aware that I'm thinking, because it's not just reading a book or an article or watching a documentary. Now, those are good things. They're not bad things by any means. It's the way many of us first engage these experiences beyond our own with these written works and media. But it becomes a different experience when it's somebody you know and love who's coming to you and like, hey, this is a problem. This is a problem for me. And I speak about that three-part structure. The first part of that structure I just said is awareness. The second part is accountability. Now, there's no committee or official who I'm talking about. There's not a panel you need to meet with to be accountable for anything. Now, there might be a friend, if you make a friend, who might be like, hey, you know the thing you said the other day? I'm not sure about that. That felt a little ouch. If they trust you enough to say that. You got to build that trust. They got to know that you're there for them. Anyway, I digress. But it's just to say this first step to making change is be aware of a problem. The second step is to deeply examine the ways that we have been part of creating or helping sustain a problem, or maybe the ways that we've been silent when there's been a problem. And it's important to know and understand that we've been there, that we've done those things. And this accountability is more discussed than it used to be in modern times, actually. 10, 15 years ago, not as discussed. I think of this when we talk about concepts as privilege, like white privilege, like male privilege, able-bodied privilege, so on. Like, privilege is a good example of what I'm talking about here. Now, you might say, why is it helpful to know when you've been part of the problem before going too deep into trying making it better? Why do you need to know you've been part of the problem before just trying to make it better? Well, you or I or any of us hasn't considered whether or not what we've done has added to the problem. And so if we go and try and fix the problem, we might just be adding to it. For example, out of context, let's say you live with a person. Any of you have ever lived with a person before in your life? At any point, right? Okay. So let's say they're mad at you. It's morning. And you're like, okay, mad at me. What am I going to do with this? And I get home in the evening. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make them a big dinner. That'll make them happy, right? Haven't talked to them about this, of course, but I make them a big dinner. And guess what? Still mad. I'm very confused about what's going on here. Of course, they finally trust me. They trust me enough, and they're finally like, you keep leaving a massive mess in the kitchen. And now you have just multiplied the mess. You could have just talked to me. I would have told you what the problem was. So that's why we got to stop and consider, wait a minute, have I been adding to this problem? How have I been adding to this problem or supporting this problem? Sometimes unintentionally, I'm not good at tracking my messes in the kitchen. So I might have done that. I might not have realized this person is really offended by one like onion wrapper left over, but it's really not good for them. It really spoils their day because they are allergic to onions. So we have to stop and consider, have we added to this problem? Now, you might say, Reverend Jim, if I do that, I might feel bad and I might feel guilty. Yeah, that's true. That's true. In my experience, it does not feel good to realize you have made someone feel bad. Anybody? I hope nobody feels good about making someone feel bad. I'm not going to ask that question. You might feel guilty. You might need to apologize. But you know what doesn't help? Getting stuck in your guilt. And I say that as a person who is very, very, very good at getting stuck in my guilt. I am a professional at getting stuck in my guilt. And you know what? I can say it has not helped. It has just kept me focused on my guilt and kept me away from moving towards action. So yeah, guilt, normal feeling, it happens. Don't get stuck there, keep moving. Or you could even move while you feel guilt, but I mean, you don't have to sprinkle the guilt on everyone around you either. You can just go, oh, process that later with my therapist, or with somebody who is not the person who I feel guilt about a situation with. But it can prevent you from taking action. Now, action is part 3 of this 3-part structure. Awareness, accountability, action, all A words. And I'm even going to say, for some of you nuanced folks out there, I'm a nuanced folk. This was supposed to be in the sermon, but I'm going to add it in real quick because we got the time. Sometimes the problem is people wait until they have processed all the way through the accountability to take action. That's also a sticky point. Because sometimes it takes a minute. So don't wait. Take some action while you're accountable. But the other problem is sometimes people just want to take the action without, so it gets sticky too. You got to be doing some processing about, gosh, how have I added to the problem? But you should get out there and do something. Yeah, so there's a little balance there. There's a little nuance in that statement, and I realize that. But once we get to action, even if we're nuancing it, doing both at once, even when you've thought, how might I be adding to this, or might I have added to this? The grounding that you're working on through that accountability can help you take action in a way that's more grounded in what's needed, in a heart-centered way, in a way that's in community, that's more aware of what you've done before that you might want to do different now. And as a really good example of ways to take action, I think of these quotes from Adrienne Marie Brown that Sunshine is about to read for us, that really encapsulate a variety of ways to take action and that are really robust in their phrasing. So I wanted her words, Adrienne Marie Brown's words, to speak instead of mine for a moment.
When those with power are doing inhumane or anti-planet things, our choice to be disruptive, to be impolite, is one of the ways we wage small resistance that can become mass resistance and large-scale cultural and political transformation. We have learned this from ancestors in our lineages who have helped expose and break massive systems like chattel slavery or Holocaust genocide. Small resistance historically has looked like a wrench in the gears, a slowing things down, a rancid ingredient in master's food, enslaved people teaching each other to read and write, letting a fugitive sleep in your basement, learning how to give each other reproductive care, slipping each other cannabis for medicine. Small resistance these days looks like turning people who are supporting and promoting racist, transphobic, and inhumane policies away from your door. It looks like stopping next to police cars that have pulled people over and watching or filming them until the person stopped is allowed to leave. It looks like naming isms and phobias in real time and learning together. It looks like direct actions at the homes of Congresspeople who make decisions that harm humans or the planet. Everything is connected. The soil needs rain, organic matter, air, worms, and life in order to do what it needs to do to give and receive life. Each element is an essential component. Organizing takes humility and selflessness and patience and rhythm within our ultimate goal of liberation. Will take many expert and patience and rhythm, while our ultimate goal of liberation will take many expert components. Some of us build and fight for land, healthy bodies, healthy relationships, clean air, water, homes, safety, dignity, and humanizing education. Others of us fight for food and political prisoners and abolition and environmental justice. Our work is intersectional and multifaceted. Nature teaches us that our work has to be nuanced and steadfast. And more than anything, that we need each other at our highest natural glory in order to get free.
The big resistance, the small resistance, the action for someone or someone's other than ourselves, everything is needed, as Adrienne Marie Brown says, in order to get free. Get free from the systems that are harming individuals, groups, the planet. And if you don't know where to start, get connected with an organization that's already doing something. If you want to start here, there's a great opportunity available in the fellowship hall after service today. This was a coincidence, but a marvelous coincidence. Our justice ministry team is tabling today in the fellowship hall with their Love in Action project. And they want to help you connect the love you have, the care you have, with actions that are coming in 2024. Different actions, various actions, different ways of taking action. So you can see them at a table in the fellowship hall in just a few moments if you're ready for that action piece and you're looking for a place to plug in. These are opportunities to engage with making change in the world and building relationships with others at ERUUF and beyond these walls. Through the cycling, ever-continuing flow of being aware, being accountable, taking action, but doing so while we are connecting and relating and building community with others. We build that understanding of what is going on for the broad span of humanity that we are each a part of. We come into better relations with each other and the world. We listen more, we understand more, and we take action from more and more grounded and loving places. May all the actions we take come from the most grounded and loving places which we can create. Amen and blessed be. We weave the fabric of beloved community, drawing our circle ever wider, committing ourselves to offering what we can through time, through talent and treasure. We cultivate hearts of generosity towards the upliftment of our mission and vision and our work here in the world, all of which flow together. Also important to note today that we're not forgetting that this Sunday is Generosity Sunday, so donations will be going toward Step Up Durham. There is a QR code behind us, and also more directions if you don't want to use the QR code. But also, our greeters are about to come forward with some lovely pouches in which you could put some donations. And with that, beloved community chorus.
Say yes, say all right, say yes, all right, all right, say yes. Say yes, say all right, say yes, all right, say yes. Say yes, say all right, say yes, all right, say yes.
Hold your head up and say yes. Keep your heart wide open and say yes. Seek the light and let it shine. All right, all right, all right. Say yes. Say all right. Say yes. All right, all right. Say yes. Say yes. Say all right. Say yes. All right, all right. Say yes. Keep your mind straight and say yes. Don't you hesitate, just say yes. Hold the line, we're right on time. All right, all right, all right. Say yes. Say all right. Say yes. All right, all right. Say yes. Say yes. Say all right. Say yes. All right, all right. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. All right, all right.
Thank you for your offering of your gifts. Thank you for your contributions to actions here and elsewhere and beyond, where we may not see them, but we know they are present.
And please rise for our closing hymn. Please rise in body or spirit. Building a New Way, number 1017 in the teal hymnal, or the words are on the screen. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom, peace and freedom.
Yes, and these words to wrap us up today from Adrienne Marie Brown: everything is connected. Organizing takes humility and selflessness and patience and rhythm, while our ultimate goal of liberation will take many expert components. Our work is intersectional and multifaceted. Nature teaches us that our work has to be nuanced and steadfast. And more than anything, that we need each other at our highest natural glory in order to get free. Amen and blessed be.